Hello everypony, my name is Moonlight Quill, and welcome to my studio, to change a Changeling. So by the title, I'm pretty excited for the whole thing because it is going to be all about changelings, and why wouldn't the great Thorax be there? The episode begins where Trixie and Starlight are heading over to pay Thorax a visit at his hive. It's really nice to see how this whole place has looked since he became king. Kinda reminds me of Lion King actually, with how the whole land became a huge wasteland, and then became bright and colorful when Simba had taken over. I wonder if that was on purpose or by accident. Well, either way, looks really nice. So the two of them get captured by an unreformed changeling, which is actually pretty nice to see because how long has it been since we've seen unreformed changelings? Probably since when Thorax first became king. So he takes him over to Thorax, and the two of them later find out that the issue going on here is that this bro of his is actually not wanting to go into the new ways of the changelings and just wants to stick with the ways they always have been. Which I can actually feel for him because, honestly, there's like some games I really like, and I feel the same way, that I wish some of them would go back to the way they used to be. Why change it when it was doing just fine a long time ago? So the two, Starlight and Trixie, are trying to fix this problem by trying to get his brother to reform into a new and reformed changeling. Which, of course, the efforts are quite futile for the longest time, while Thorax and the other changelings are just really honestly just living their lives and doing whatever. Not too much to say, except just kind of your old typical thing of denial and trying to get him to accept it and all that stuff. Which is not a bad thing, but honestly, this is how this kind of things go when you want to get someone to get into a new thing. It's very difficult, especially if they've grown up loving it and being stuck by it the whole time. Because those kind of changes are very, very difficult to do. So Starlight and Trixie go on and about trying to solve this problem and get him to be reinformed. Starlight comes up with a very crazy idea of luring a huge monster over to their home just so that way his brother can defend, or at least try to defend, the place by himself. Which didn't work exactly the way they hoped, but at the same time it kinda did work because they already encountered each other way up ahead. So Thorax, while Starlight and Trixie all go together, along with the other changelings, which actually took them quite a while to come on over, and they all work together to battle this monster together. Well, this scene is pretty exciting. I know that seeing violence in the show is incredibly rare and probably may not ever happen all that often, but it is really cool because when you think about it, I mean, this animation with at least the battles is, they're getting better. The magic effect from Starlight and just, well, everything. I mean, think of the possibilities they could come up with if there's a Generation 5 someday, which is one of my hopes, but that's a subject for another day. So they defeat the beast, and it flees out, and not Trixie, but Thorax's brother becomes a reinformed changeling. So it all ends well, and I gotta say, he has a very nice design. Cute too, I love the little horns on his head. Very nice touch. And the color too is nice and colorful, I love the dark texture on him. Very unique design. But if there's one thing I did kind of get a little distracted by, was how many duplicates of Thorax there were. Even though they didn't have the horns, I wonder why that is. But if that was that's the only critical thing I have to honestly say, is just the duplicates. But other than that, it was a pretty nice episode. That's pretty much the episode. It's actually much simpler than it sounds, and I know there's more things that could be said about this, but honestly, it's really not too much I could say about it because, well, it's one of those kind of episodes where it's kind of been done before with, you know, the conflict and the kind of situation with someone being in denial of accepting a new way, but, you know, it's really hard to write episodes in this kind of way. Besides, it's Thorax's brother. Isn't that great? And then seeing Thorax again is another great thing to see. And I really hope we get to see even more of this and more development in Thorax's leadership skills, because he's still on his long way of becoming a very, very hardcore leader. I mean, it doesn't take one episode to be a very complete, mature, strong holding leader, even for Thorax. So that's pretty much the episode. This episode was nice. The animation was nice and smooth. The expressions were kind of good, but there wasn't too much to say about them like it was back in Triple Threat. So this episode was nice. I'll give this episode a 7.5 out of 10. It was a good episode. It was nice to introduce another family member of Thorax's, who's really, or should I say, the only one. But it is really nice. I recommend this episode to anyone. So feel free to share me your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Give it a try. I think you'll really like it if you have not seen it already. Well, everybody, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed. I'm Moonlight Quill, and thank you for joining me today.